Hello everyone. Okay, it's me. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going over a few of the items that we covered in class, specifically signatures, skeletons, remarks, and print statements. So bear with us. So the first thing we're going to talk about right now is signatures. Now the signatures are the very first lines of code. They're the very first, like if it's a method or if it's a class, it's basically telling the computer you're starting something. So the first one that we're going to look at is this one right here, public class hello world. Now, when it's purple like this, what this indicates to Java is that it is a keyword. Okay, it's a keyword. What that means is it can't be used for naming or doing anything else. It already has a set purpose. So this first word right here, public, what that means is it's open to the public. Anyone can use it. You're completely able to access it at any point. Class. Now, as I went over, class is a blueprint. What class does is basically tells the computer, I'm going to be starting a program. I'm going to be starting some code. Hello world, that is just the name of my class. As you know, it can be anything. Notice my camel casing here. Now, again, this is just the signature. When I add the curly braces, that makes it a skeleton. Now, the main method, public static void main string args. This is a very special method that allows us to run content. Now this, if you have a lot of different classes within your project, only one of them, this key one, is going to have this main method. Notice that I'm working inside of it. The signature is this. The skeleton is everything. Okay, that is it. So remember that the skeleton specifically has the squiggly lines. The signature is simply this line here, and it's important to know because we usually dissect signatures. All right, now moving on to our first lines of code. Turns green. This is what we call a remark. What this is done it's used for taking notes, single line notes, or single line remarks. Okay, it's very useful. It tells the computer, hey, anything on this line after these two slash marks is not code. It's for the user's purpose. Well, let's say we have a paragraph. Let's say there's a whole bunch of stuff that we need to do. Slash asterisk, and take a look what happens when I hit enter. It adds a closing asterisk slash. So everything inside here is a block comment. Oh, not spelling well today. It's a block comment. So this is designed for you to have a paragraph or multi-line items and stuff like that. It's very useful for taking notes besides having it in your composition notebook. All right, with that out of the way, let's go to our print statements. Now, the first one that we discussed yesterday in class was system.out.print, and we said hello world in quotation marks with a semicolon. Now, anything that ends with a semicolon, it is a statement or an argument. Okay? You need to know that they are the same thing. So if I say how many statements or how many arguments do you have, they're one and the same. Now, what this is doing is it's actually going to print to the console. We're going to go ahead and save this. Hello world, as you can see right here. Perfect, yay, we've said hello to the world. Now what I'm going to do is copy and paste is our friend. I'm going to copy this and, oops, sorry about that. And I'm going to paste this. And this time I'm just going to say hello world, but just to differentiate, I'm going to say again. Notice that it's on the same line and it begins right after this exclamation point. The way that print works is, imagine a typewriter. You're sitting down at a typewriter, and I type in hello world, exclamation point, exclamation point. My cursor stays there. It doesn't change at all. Okay? It doesn't change. So this next print statement will then start where you left off, which is what happened in the console. It starts where you left off. If I were to add a space, and I run it again, now notice that the space is there. Okay? It's very literal. All right? But let's say I want them on separate lines, which is what we're going to be doing for the majority of the time. I'm going to modify this one to say print ln. Run it. They're both on different lines now. And the reason why, what's happening is this. In this case, with the print line and the print, as you're typing this print line statement here, as soon as it's done printing the space, it's like you're on a typewriter, you go ding, and you go into the next line. That's what's happening with print line. So the difference between the two is print, once it's done printing this, it stops its cursor there. Print line, when it's done printing this, it then adds a new line. That's everything we covered in class. Good luck.